If you've watched my videos, you know I like to do random and weird stuff for my still lifes, so gluing 5 packs of Oreos to sticks so I can stack them shouldn't be a surprise at all. Our empty studio right now, we just got to get everything all set up. So right now I have a basic setup of my lights and camera, and we're going to start setting up the Oreos. So for the most part, they're pretty much still all intact from the transport, which is nice. A few of them, some of the cookies, like on the top and the bottom ones, did crack a little, but it's a simple, Gorilla Glue solution. And then some of the others, it's just like the cookie and the cream came apart, but still pretty simple fix. But they do smell really great still, which is very unfortunate because I can't eat a single one of them. Alright, so I still have 3 extra sticks here, and then the hot glue gun is heating up right now. And I kind of just waited to this part to see when I get into the studio if I wanted to, stack these on top of here to make them taller, or if I just wanted to make more to expand my width, which is I think what I'm going to go with, because width-wise is a safer option than going height-wise, because if these things fall over and break, that's just going to set me back a whole lot, and I'd rather have, to do more in the Photoshop side instead of, potentially risking these things break. Alright, so we are gluing one of these, where there's going to be 3 of them up top, just for a kind of representation of the height. So in Photoshop, I can kind of see how tall these things are. Oh, it stayed. This one I'm going to have to really watch out for, because this one could easily just fall over. Alright, so that's enough gluing stuff. Now we're just going to start to set these up. We're going to have these pretty close to each other. I'm going to try and put this one in the middle just for support and weight. But I do also not want these to be relying on each other for stability in case, one tips and it's like a domino effect, which we do not want. Alright, so kind of just the last thing to add now is the glass of milk. And then we can start taking pictures. And then we're just going to, make sure there's no fingerprints on this, because that will be a big distraction when you have all of this going on, and then you can see a visible fingerprint on the milk. That would just not be good. Alright, so that looks good right there. I'm just gonna move it out there, and then we're gonna put this little stack right probably there. Alright, so obviously right now this does not look that good. There's a bunch of sticks that are just sticking out here, and then the Oreos aren't even that much taller than the milk. But this is kind of, what I'm just gonna shoot, because like this is 5 packs of Oreos, so that, is a lot of Oreos, and, quite a bit of money as well. So I didn't want to have to, buy like 20 packs of Oreos, because that'd just be, expensive one. And then also the problem of getting all of those here would just be too hard for me to do. So this is kind of what I'm sticking at, because, I don't want them to be so high where they fall over and break, and it's just a waste on my time and energy. And also, I can easily just do these things in Photoshop, adding more, so that's just what I'm gonna do to kind of compromise. Alright, for the setup, we got 3 lights here. This is my main light here. This is just a regular light with a 20-inch degree grid on it, and then that is just basically pointing at the center and kind of most of the image here. And then my second light is this small strip box right here, and then that is just pointing at the milk, and it gives it kind of a rim highlight as well to kind of show off the glass. And then my third light here is just a 5-degree grid right there, and that just points some little highlight fill lights in the edge here. So it wasn't a long shoot. It actually took more time setting up the Oreos in studio than actually shooting them. But here's what I got straight from camera. And here is the final image. Editing this actually took forever because I kept copying and pasting the Oreos, and I didn't want to keep, just using the same single stack for everything, because then it'd be too repetitive and, obviously look fake. So I basically just made a selection for every Oreo stack, and that just took a very long time. I am happy with the result. Obviously, I could have tried to do everything in camera if I had a lot more time and Oreos, but there are just some times you can't get everything in a single shot. So then you have to think of what will be the easiest and most efficient way to do this, and sometimes that will just require a lot of retouching. When I first started doing still lifes, they were simple, and I did everything in camera, because the only things I knew how to use in Photoshop were the healing brush and the clone stamp tool. But then kind of as my skills in Photoshop evolved, I was able to come up with more complicated and elaborate still lifes that did require a lot of retouching, but then at the same time, they would be these amazing, eye-catching images that I could actually be proud of.